Welcome to Behind Closed Doors with Jared and Sam. I'm Jared.
I'm Sam.
And here we have a heart to see our families make it, whatever making it looks like.
We're sharing our journey in hopes that you'll find your own journey.
Exactly. But I do want to put this quick disclaimer out there that we are not the final authority on marriage. I do not speak for all men/husbands. She does not speak for all women/wives. And although we are one flesh, we do not speak for each other without consent.
We have agreed to disagree on that point.
Happy wife. Happy life.
He's just going to keep saying that.
I am. Okay.
Whatever.
So story time with Jared.
Story time with Jared this time.
Speaking of that, happy wife, happy life.
So over it.
Samantha, when it comes to any type of last minute adjustment, it's always an after the fact last minute adjustment. Let me give you some examples. Please, Sister Samantha, let me land my plane.
Tell the story first. It's story time with Jared.
Yes, these are all a part of a greater collective. Let me land my plane, please.
A collection, don't be like that.
So, my man Dre is here. We work on a record. We have it mixed. We have it mastered. I send it to her to listen to it. She has this song for over a month and a half and never listens to it. Now, it comes out, and you know what she says to me? Man, I wish you didn't say boy just rapping there. I was like, fam, well, you had it for a month and a half and said nothing. So I'm lining this thing up on purpose. Samantha will wait until something is out or done or we're about to leave to want to make an adjustment. So we're in Kroger.
Why does this sound like you're making this an attack on me rather than telling a story?
I'm telling a story. Let me land.
Time.
Can I land, Sister Samantha? Can I land? So we went to Kroger. I didn't want to go to Kroger. Now, mind you, on the way to Kroger, I didn't want to go to the store. I was trying to just get home. It had been a long day. I had worked a full shift, then went to an event I had to work. So we're coming home. I'm looking at the finish line. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. We are in the straight lane on 21st and Shadeland. Now, there's about 1,000 cars in the turn lane. She waits till we get about to drive in past the intersection to say, "Oh, I wanted to go to the store." Remember?
That is not true.
And I was like, "Fam, I can't even get over. I had to do some illegal stuff to just."
And nobody asked you. Jared chose to do illegal things.
Can I land my plane? We get to the store. Oh, I only want to get 3 things.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. We didn't need these 3 things, but we ended up getting them. So we end up getting these 3 things. Scan, put in the little Kroger Plus card number to get the little, you know what I mean? I have my phone out and I'm ready to pay. As soon as I go and stretch my arm to pay, "Oh, babe, hold up." I pull it back. I said, "What?" She says, "You mind if I go grab a cake?" Now, mind you, Samantha is the queen of I forgot something right when we're about to pay, or can I go grab something right when we're about to pay? Like everything's already rung up. Fam, and shopping with her at the store. Now, this one was quicker, but usually Samantha's one of those people. I don't like to let her push the cart because when she pushes the cart, she'll just leave the cart in the middle of the aisle abruptly.
No.
And just take off down another aisle.
Because he's there.
Without word or warning or anything like that. I'm talking about it's literally like following a squirrel.
No, it's not.
It is like trying to corral a squirrel in the store. So I look at her and I say, no, absolutely not. I'm ready to go home. I'm done. And everybody's A1C in that house is knocking on the door of diabetes type 2. None of us need no goddamn cake. Let's
You're
go
not telling
home.
this story accurately.
I am. Yes, I am. Let me land. And then she gets mad. And the whole way back to the car, she's letting me have it. And I'm telling her, yo, You always do that though. You always wait till after the fact
Ooh,
to
he's
try
an always
to.
never person. FYI, we're gonna talk about that. Keep going.
Well, you Steph Curry.
Keep
Every
going.
time Steph
He's a always
Curry shoots
never.
a three, don't you think it's going in?
Go ahead.
So like
Go
I
ahead.
said,
Go
so
ahead.
she ends up like the entire way back to the car complaining about me not being flexible, right? And you just so rigid and tight. I said, no, you just always wait till after the fact. It's not even the last minute no more. The clock done hit 0, and now you want to go back and do something extra or change something. I get in the car, I get out of the parking lot. She wants me to turn around to go get that.
No, he offered.
But it was a lot of coercing and it was a lot of pressure. So I ended up turning around and dropping her off to go get that dang cake.
Yeah.
Did you make that cake?
I haven't made it yet. I made the brownies. I didn't make the cake yet.
Now, mind you, this was a minute ago. We didn't need it.
It was a week ago.
We didn't need it. I went and got my labs done. I'm pre-diabetic. We don't need a cake.
No, we don't need a cake.
We don't. We didn't need a cake. We could have survived without
But there's
the cake.
a story behind me getting the cake, and I'll just go ahead.
It don't matter.
Yeah, it does.
But she has a history of doing things like that. And I'm more of the type of guy that when I go to the store, I want to bang, 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 bang. I have a list. I'm getting what's on the list and I'm getting out. I will sometimes even send her with the list. And because of the way that she does stuff, she'll forget the stuff that I sent her and go get all the squirrely stuff that she been, you know what I'm saying, that caught her attention. That's why she laughing like that. But bro, when I tell you that's one of them things that I just, I'm telling you.
It's because she get all the squirrely.
She does. She just runs off and starts getting mad stuff that we don't ever need. We don't ever need, man. We're not here for clothes. We ain't here for cake. We ain't here to look at candles. We're not here to look at foil pans. We're not here to look at none of that stuff. Let's get the laundry detergent and leave.
This asthmatic cough laugh is hilarious. My laugh is making me laugh more. I need tissue or something now.
Hold on, let me grab. It's right here. There's a box right here by this camera. Let's Sister Samantha gather herself.
You see what I mean? How come your story is an attack? Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
I didn't have a point to that story,
I didn't
Taj.
expect you to say
I just wanted to get that off.
Okay, now for the corrections. This is the corrections part. What's the matter? Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, you hold off on your fake corrections too.
No.
I told the story exactly as it happened.
Okay, now that I'm back and I've collected myself, the asthma laugh is gone. Let me make the corrections. Okay. 1, we were on our way home and it felt like it made more sense to go ahead and stop on our way than to go all the way home. And then one of us has to go back out to go get these things that we needed. That's 1. So this 1. 2. Okay.
No, that would make sense if that was.
Let me land the plane.
Go ahead and lie then.
I only leave the cart. This is the kind of stuff I'll do. So I'll be walking through like Walmart's like main aisle. I'll stop and I'll see an aisle where I need to just grab like one thing. So I'll leave the cart at the end of the aisle with him and go run and grab the one thing and then come back instead of taking the cart all the way down the aisle and then having to come back just for this one thing. It feels like that makes sense in my head. Okay. That's the lie too that he told.
It's always at least 2 things.
2 things. Now, next lie. I can't remember what you told so many. I couldn't keep up. He was trumping it out here.
Stop.
But next thing.
You're podding.
Next thing, we're about to check out, and this is why I got the cake. So before I left home, and this, I feel like a lot of women do this. So he has a very one-track mind. I feel like a lot of men do. I'm not going to speak for them though, but this is something men will say themselves.
Please don't.
Anyway, this is something men will say themselves, that they have a one-track mind, that they think, just like he said, I go to the store, I get these things on this list and go, right? Whatever. Okay. But I had 50,000 things going through my head at one time where I'm trying to make sense and be as effective and efficient as I can.
And
so when I'm standing
there,
when I was standing there, after we got those 3 things that I said we were getting, I thought about the fact that I have a jar of icing in the pantry that has been in there for a grip. And I looked at it the other day just to make sure it was good because I thought it was expired, right? I was going to throw it away. And I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, it's still good for like a month or something. I was like, man, next time I go to the store, I need to grab a cake or something so I can use this icing before it expires. So when we went to the store, I was in the checkout when I remembered that. First of all, that's a miracle moment. The fact that Samantha remembered something while I could still do something about it, that is a miracle moment. You honor God in that moment.
Did you have your wallet?
You honor the Spirit in that moment.
Did you have your wallet?
I did not have my wallet.
So what could you have done about it?
You honor God in that moment. You honor the Holy Spirit reminding me in that moment while I still got time to change it.
Hemoglobin,
the icing,
A1C.
I mean the cake aisle. The cake aisle was within sight, y'all. It was a little dart, okay? All he had to do was pause. He could have counted to 10. I could have got that cake and been back, okay? He was playing.
Well, what if now, he squirred off to another aisle?
This is what I want to highlight about this story, though. This is the credit he won't give his wife, which is, it almost feels like a sin. I complained, but when he told me no, we walked out that store without it. We walked out the store, got in the car, all of that.
True, Sister Samantha.
See, all of that. We did it without it.
Egypt murmuring and complaining.
But I did it though. Okay. And I was upset. And I was telling him to be flexible because this is something he has shared that's a goal of his, to be more flexible. And I'm saying in that moment, you could have been flexible. This was an opportunity. This was an opportunity.
So you used my moment of vulnerability to weaponize it.
No, it was not weaponizing it. I'm saying that this is an opportunity to be flexible and you're not being flexible. Now, as we were pulling out of the lot, he offered. He's like, do you want me to just turn around and you can go? He said, I'll drop you off and you can go in yourself and get the cake. And I was going to say no, but then I thought, you know what? I just harped on him about being flexible and he's giving me an opening. So I'm going to take it. That felt like that made sense. So I went and got the cake. And while I was in there, I went ahead and grabbed a box of brownies too. And those are the ones that I made. Now, that is the more accurate version of this story. That's the more accurate version. What other lie did you tell?
So everything that I said that happened, it happened.
But it didn't happen the way you said.
You're just trying to give a reasoning and a justification.
It's like how they're saying
it
Trump is a hero because he got shot in the ear, because a bullet barely grazed his ear. It's like that. It's like like the little. And it was.
Am I in the Twilight? Am I in the Matrix or something? Like what?
They're calling that his brush with death. That's the kind of drama that Jared is putting on this story.
No, I'm not.
It is. That's the level. That's the level of drama he's putting on this.
Everything that I said happened exactly the way it happened. How'd you pay for it when you went back in there?
Exactly. I took his card. Hello, I'm married. What? We share accounts. It's our money in there, so I took his card and spent our money. We should talk about that one day. FYI. We're going to talk about that one day, about like shared accounts and stuff, because it's wild to me that people keep their money and stuff separate when they're married. But
I know a lot of those guys.
Me too. But the point of you telling this story though was talking about flexibility with personal differences. Mm-hmm. Like we tackled, ordinary tasks very differently. We're thinking differently. We're planning differently for these things, but it's always good to be flexible to accommodate your partner.
But I think that kind of goes into the first topic too of, does every disagreement have to have a resolution?
Right. No,
I don't. I think that's one thing I don't try to force you to do is I don't force you to go and move the way I'm moving.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go off and like do it myself.
Well, don't.
But we're jumping ahead. My bad.
Yeah. One of the things too is that so sometimes the resolution is just the sharing of how you feel about something. Y'all feel differently about it. Like if it's not going to put anybody in immediate danger or change anything,
like you did
coming soon. He was driving. You did that, my friend. Yeah. You did that. All I can do is influence. You actually made the decision to do something dangerous. That was on you.
Happy wife.
It has nothing to do with happy wife, happy life. It just, it made sense to stop at the store. But anyway, the point is every disagreement does not have to have a resolution. Sometimes the resolution is the sharing. It's the process of going through the disagreement that is, the best resolution that you'll get. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. Unless, like I said, unless it's going to put somebody in danger or it's really going to harm you or something like that, or you're asking them like, yo, stop doing this thing. But even then, there's 50,000 things that we each have shared that we dislike that we'll still do because at the end of the day, you're still humans. Like you're not going to perfectly execute everything.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I just don't think remember we were talking about a while ago with the shacking up myth. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, everybody just feels the need to have an answer for everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think everything needs an answer when there are just greater things going on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to God about what cereal I should pick.
Right.
And that's what that feels like.
No.
That's what that feels like. No. I'm talking about how minuscule that is on the grand scale of everything that we got going on in our life. Like how you push the cart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah. But I'm saying even in deeper things too, sometimes there's not going to be like this clearly defined resolution. And sometimes you're not always going to come to it the first time you talk about something.
No.
Sometimes you're going to have to talk about it and let it go and then talk about it some more and let it go. Because this is the thing. Hopefully what's happening in that process is each of you are growing and gaining a better understanding of yourself, of your partner. So each time you talk about it, hopefully that conversation is evolving. You know what I mean? And so, there's not always a definitive solution that exists at that time to even find.
Yep.
So... sometimes you're going to have an argument.
And sometimes when you're taking care of your own lawn, part of it after planting and tilling and sowing, whatever, all those things, there's the waiting part and the patience part and hoping that it rains. And sometimes even after you've done the tilling of the ground and the sowing of the seed and you've laid it out how it needs to be laid out, you still need to hope it rains.
That's a fact.
So I think there's that part too. Like it's not always going to be
like there's factors that aren't in your control.
In your control for your partner to get it. Everybody just gets stuff when they get it. And I think that's kind of what that's speaking to.
Yeah. And stuff grows. I have this slotted for something else, but growth happens in the dark.
Yeah.
There's a level of growth that happens.
I don't need nothing that grows in the dark.
Why do you always have these random outbursts like this?
Because
he's quoting somebody random from the gym.
No, because we all know it. Me, you, and Taj know.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's Kev. It's Kev. Kev says he don't eat nothing that grows in the dark. Growth happens in the dark. That was the point. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Growth happens in the dark. It happens underground where you can't see. There's growth happening that you can't see yet, and it takes it a little while to get there. And that's the point. You're not always going to have the answers immediately. You're not always going to get there the first time you talk about something, like I said before. So, I feel like that's my Siri talking to me. Sorry.
let's
but the myth. We're on the myth.
Do you want to do the myth or do you want to go to our additional topic?
From
the 6 second?
No, let's do the myth.
Okay. Today's myth is marriage is 50-50.
It's lies. Don't let them draw you in with the lies.
Yeah, it's not.
It's never 50-50. It's never 50-50. Actually, what actually happens, actually, is somebody is giving more than the other on a regular basis. But it's a give and take. You know, sometimes you're going to give 70, he's going to give 30. Sometimes he's going to give what? Sometimes he's going to give 80, you're going to give 20. Sometimes in a real low spot, you might not have nothing to give and they giving a whole lot. And that's how it ends up working out. Yeah.
I was gonna say just that. It's everybody giving what they can give to the best of the ability they can. Yeah. You give what you can give when you can give it.
Yeah, we're busting this. And we actually agree about it.
Yeah.
But the whole idea that it's 50-50 it's impossible.
No.
It's impossible.
Hey, did you commit?
Yeah.
Well, then be committed.
Yeah. No, for facts. Because and life is too hard. Y'all are navigating not just what happens between y'all two or with your kids and things like that, but you're navigating what's happening just in the world and outside of y'all and outside of your family too. Yeah. So there's stuff, she may come home and she may be on 20. She may be at 20 and it don't have nothing to do with you. It may be just because she's been working all day or doing all these things or handling this or whatever. And still you're picking up the slack and vice versa. Sometimes you come home, it ain't been the best day. You don't have the best attitude. You don't have a whole lot to contribute to the family or even like romantically to your partner. And they got to pick up that slack.
Because you know me, there's ways that people do stuff that really, really bother me and that roll right off of you.
Listen.
And those are... But, you know, there are certain things that I'm super passionate about and super, like, sensitive to and touchy about and all that type of stuff. And then on the flip side, you're probably more like that with politics where somebody can say something.
Yeah.
And it can take you there and then you're on a whole different thing. And I hear the same thing. I'm just like, okay.
Listen, I get annoyed at myself for how easily I can get past something sometimes. Like sometimes I can really like drive in my heels, but a lot of times, even when it could be so serious and he makes jokes of it, he'll say, "Oh, you laughed, I'm off the hook." Because I'll laugh about something and be over it. Or just not so long ago, we had a real rough time and it carried on longer than it usually does for us. And even still, though, once I was able to like crack a smile and stuff like that, it was done. I fold like a lawn chair. There's no, I just can't even hold on to it. I can't even be that mad that long. I just can't even hold on to it. It's like I'm incapable of holding on to it that long.
Yeah, I'm not holding on to something that long.
No, because
especially not with the woman I love.
But I will say, you do.
Okay.
It is. It is.
But I will let you put on a show.
What?
You're just a show out.
See what I mean? You can't help it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You can't help it. See, Drake. See, he can't help it. He can't help it. That's what. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I came here to have a good time with mine.
But yeah. It's not 50-50. Somebody's going to have to get, and this is the thing, y'all have to both be willing to pick up the slack when it's time to.
Yeah.
You have to. Yeah. Somebody has to pick up the slack or y'all going to be functioning at way less than 100. And I feel like you can temporarily, but you can't continue to let that go. Somebody has to eventually be the one to get low and carry the team.
I think we unpacked that.
Well, we're just not going to contribute nothing. Got it?
No, I did.
Okay. Well, this is a fun topic. The next topic. This is another one that you didn't want to talk about.
No, this is one we didn't agree on.
So it was going around on social media not that long ago. By the time y'all see this, it may be long ago, but you know, whatever. It was not that long ago. But dude ended his engagement with this chick over her fan pics with her and Chris Brown. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see it? Yeah. So long story short, Chris Brown, when he does fan pics with folks, you can pay whatever, and he will do like all of these
$1,100.
$1,100. And you can pose with him how you want to. Like he'll hold you like this. He be grabbing women's booties. They be hanging all over each other. Some of them be bent over on him. Some he's behind. Like it has gotten wild. It's went from, something that's just fun to all the way something that's wild. And this chick was one of the ones who he was holding her front waist like this and like had her booty. And that picture ended her engagement. And I looked at Jared and I was like, yo, I don't think it's appropriate. But ending your engagement over something like that, it had to be other stuff going on. Ain't no way you can end your engagement over a single picture. That's wild.
Well,
be upset.
I think sometimes there are ways that somebody can move that can be disrespectful, and then you kind of let those little things go. But there's a sentiment that women used to say, hey, just don't embarrass me. And maybe you just embarrassed him. And you embarrassed him, and now it's all over. And everybody knows that that's your fiance that's just legs wrapped around this R&B nigga.
So you think
that you paid $1,111 for? Like, it wasn't like he just saw you and chose. You paid for that. You took the money out of our house and paid to disrespect me. Yeah, no, I ain't going, tough. Man. Hey, stay right where you at. I hope that. I hope
you think that's enough to end an engagement. You think that's enough to end an engagement, though? Samantha,
if you did that, and I'm talking about 14 years into
you would
marriage,
leave me.
If you did
he wouldn't leave me, y'all. Don't let him.
Slow. Let me land.
Okay, go ahead.
Not only would I leave you, the kids would leave you too.
He would.
I'm packing the kids up.
When I tell
and
y'all,
we all bouncing, and you will never see us again.
Do not let Jared play in your face. He would not leave me over that. He'd be mad at me. He'd be mad.
I'm gone.
He'd be mad at me. I'd be mad, but he wouldn't leave me. You know what's funny is this brings up a story.
If
this brings up a story.
No, it doesn't.
Look at him looking. Did you see him looking sideways like
no, it doesn't. God. No, because if I intentionally went to whoever show, I paid for the meet and greet. I didn't even tell you what I was gonna do, and then pictures came out later of me grabbing all up on them, or them grabbing all up on me.
I wouldn't leave you.
I'm not saying what you would or wouldn't do.
First, and I hate doing that. I hate saying what I would and wouldn't do in a situation when I'm not in it. So let me just put that out there. Like, this is purely speculation. I would be mad. That's one. Two, we don't know the situation around.
Fam, you threw rings off my head at my best friend's
we don't.
Trip.
We don't know the situation. We don't know the situation around this stuff, but I think that's a very petty reason. You ask this person to spend their life with you and they can't make a mistake. That's wild. Like, even if it's an intentional mistake, like, I mean, still, it's not, I mean, I think it's ridiculous. Now, what I thought you were going to say was it's indicative of a mindset. That's what I thought. That's what I thought you were going to say.
It is.
And there's not much you can say to that.
How you do everything.
Okay. But I will say this. One time, Jared...
you better not. You better not. You better not. It's in front of closed doors right now.
No, it's behind closed doors.
Not on this
Remember,
one.
It's behind closed doors.
Yeah, I see what it says on the card.
On one of my birthdays,
I knew it.
Jared was a little saucy, a little too much sauce. Okay.
I was trying to get right for my queen.
Nah, and he thought somebody else was me, and was dancing with her, grabbing all of her booty and everything. And what did Samantha do? This was on my birthday, Taj. This was on my birthday.
See what I'm saying?
And what did Samantha do?
I said this was in front of closed doors.
This is behind closed doors.
Whole thing out.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. This is behind closed doors.
Story.
And let me tell you, nope. And let me tell you what Samantha did. I recognized the situation. Did I get mad at him? Not at all. I didn't get mad at him at all. What did Samantha do? Hold on. What did Samantha do? The girl that he danced with happened to be a friend of a friend's sister, right? And so I didn't realize that was the case though, and I immediately started to walk up to her, and her sister was like, no, she didn't know, like, and then I realized, so I was upset with her and them and stuff, and then I told him to stop drinking the sauce. That's enough. But that, I mean, and look how that was handled.
Now,
and you telling me
and you can't wait to
that
bring
we can't take a picture?
Now, hold on.
I can't wait to bring it up at every turn. What? That is not something I bring up.
So let me add a little bit of context to this horrible story and the way that
that's
she's
not a horrible
out to be.
Is that not what happened?
That's not all that happened.
That's what happened.
So this is what happened. She was dancing with me. I'm gone. She was dancing with me, and what Samantha does is her squirrel kicks in. So she takes off, and then leaves me eyes up. Now,
I did not take off.
I'm up hitting. You know what I'm saying? I'm up hitting that mug. She comes up on me. I didn't know who, you know what I mean? And I'm just still thinking my queen is right there. So I'm just getting to it. And then I look over and I see Samantha across the room. I look down. It's a totally different. I've never seen this woman before in my life. And I beeline to my woman. And I said, don't you ever leave me again.
Why was he? No, he didn't. But why was he? This is what's funny.
Club.
This is what's funny.
In this club.
He was so saucy. He was a softer version. This is what's funny is when Jerry starts drinking, he's a softer version with me, but more rowdy with other niggas. So, because we eventually got put out because of him getting rowdy with somebody else. But with me though, when he came and found me, it should have been a rough night for me. It was my birthday.
Yeah, I totally took her birthday hostage. That was probably the worst I've ever been.
Had to get
the year that we left
carried out the club.
This is the year we left early.
No, you weren't there that year.
Okay.
No.
But me and Marcus totally ruined her whole birthday.
But
she had to babysit us the rest of the night.
But I will say this, when he came and found me, he was like, babe, oh my God, I was dancing with somebody else and I didn't even know, no. And I'm like, okay, it's okay. He's like, no, you don't understand. You understand? I was rubbing her booty and everything. I was like, okay, it's okay. He's like, no, you don't understand. I thought it was you. I was like, he was just like, and I was like, okay, that's enough. I don't need all the explanation. I get it, and that's
because I'm eyes hot. Closed and light skin glory, just getting it, and then I just happen to and you know what? Like I said, I didn't even see the girl at first. I looked over and saw her. Somewhere else.
The point of me bringing this up is though, the night went on. The night went on.
Love covers a multitude of sins.
You're proving my point.
I didn't intentionally do that. Like I didn't spend $1,100 to go rub up on that chick.
No, but even if you had, I committed a lifetime to you. If you're at the point of being engaged and you can't forgive a picture with a celebrity,
baby.
This ain't even
okay.
This ain't like hold on. First of all, hold on. Because the other thing I thought of was too. Remember that picture of Chance when he's at Carnival?
And what happened? and what happened?
Chick's booty all over.
What did Chance's wife do? Leave him.
No, but that's a piece of what's of obviously a bigger pie. Now, if the guy says, she's been wilding, this was like the final straw, okay. But I'm saying there was a lot of people that I saw on social media saying they're willing to leave people. And my point is, when you say you're going to marry somebody, that is a lifelong commitment. This isn't a little commitment. This is a big commitment. It's a big deal. Okay, y'all have to quit taking stuff so like on her side. She shouldn't have taken it so lightly because now I will say this from my perspective: if I got a fan picture with Chris Brown, 100%, I would do it. I would not do one that's inappropriate though. Like there's so many other fun things that you can do. No, because I told him they could do the Kmart poses. You know, the ones that are funny where somebody's holding each other's feet or something like that, or a piggyback ride or something like that. That's funny. I would do something that's fun or
you
funny.
Get on Chris Brown's back?
That's funny.
You get
it's a celebrity that people love. I love Chris Brown. You got on
Chris Brown's back.
Like a piggyback ride? You would
better
not
be prepared
leave
to
me.
pack something else.
Oh my God, he's not leaving me.
Because you're gone.
You talk so much. This ain't really behind closed doors because Jared ain't leaving me. He's not leaving me over something like that.
Samantha, if you got on another man's back,
I would have to be out here clowning for real.
That's clowning for real.
That's
if you
not
paid
clowning
$1,100 to be a nigga's backpack, I'm done with you.
Nuh-uh.
I'm telling you, yes.
Nuh-uh.
Yes,
He do not why I don't even know why you doing that. He's so full of it.
Baby, we praying this podcast make it. If you snuck off and paid $1,100.
So you think it's appropriate for him to end an engagement? Let's say for funsies, it's just that picture. You're willing to end an engagement with the person that you love that you wanted to spend a life with over a picture.
Well, and I hate to be this guy.
Are you or not?
I hate to be this guy because it's gonna sound contradictory. But if somebody is willing to disrespect you like that, then they will disrespect you in other ways.
Okay. Tosh, are you willing to end an engagement? Just the picture. We're saying for funsies, she didn't do anything else. Just the picture.
Cuffing that thing. Thing.
Stop. Yo, like, we just engaged. Yeah, I would.
You would end the engagement?
I think I would, yes.
Wow.
Maybe not the marriage, man. If we married, you spend $1,100 to let Chris Brown grab your ass. And then it's all over the internet now.
Hilarious.
This is your campaign as to why I want you to be my wife. This is not good for your campaign.
It's not.
So unfortunate.
It's not. The optics are horrible and it says a lot. Hey fam, you were comfortable and you could have said no. There were several places where you could have said no and made an adjustment.
But fam,
you pushed through and did all that.
It could have not been that post.
That's it. It could have just not been
that
pose.
No, it could have not. And I said that.
You're asking him to do it.
Definitely not a pose. If I'm engaged, definitely not a pose I'm thinking about doing at all. And in fairness to her, we don't know how that process goes either. Like once the fans come up, I don't know if they're coming up with this.
Yes, it's them. It's not him.
Okay,
he's just giving them their money's worth.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, in fairness to her, I don't know how this process goes and stuff. It's not a pose that Samantha would choose. I would do a fun pose with Chris Brown 1,000%, but not one that was. I don't know why you're doing that. Not one that was inappropriate though. I wouldn't have him grabbing my booty or nothing like that. But I would do a fun. I think it's cool that he does it too. Just side note, I think it's super cool that he does that. There's not a lot of celebrities that let you have that kind of, access and get like a fun pic. They're always really, sterile. Everybody's hands is to themselves. You know what I mean? It's just so impersonal. It's cool that he does the fun stuff. But whatever. Okay, you're divorcing somebody over.
You good? Okay. Well, once again, I just think it speaks to a mindset. It speaks to a larger issue of boundaries that you're just willing to cross.
Yeah.
And I'm not cool. I'm not fly with that.
I see.
I'm not fly with that. I'm especially you ain't about to. We talked about that R money. Mm-hmm. Did you run that past me? Right. Hey dog, I'm about to take $1,100 of our bread that I know you work hard to provide for our family for.
Okay,
and I'm about to go and let this man grab on my ass. Hey, I'll be like, hey, stay in Virginia.
I'm not saying it's not wrong. I'm not saying she's not wrong.
Stay at the concert.
I think ending an engagement. The assumption is they've been together. They've been together a while. So ending an engagement over that, I think, is excessive.
I'm
without anything else.
And I have to end it too. Because you need to know that this is a firm standard and boundary. Now, if we get back together later,
If you willing to get back together,
I'm not ruling out.
You don't break up to prove a point.
I'm not saying you're breaking up to prove a point, but I think that there's certain lines of disrespect that you just know you have to stand firm on.
People will treat you how you let them.
Yeah, you have to teach people
how to treat you.
Yeah, you have to teach people how to treat you.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, but I think it's a teaching though. It's not, you don't immediately just cut somebody off. So for him and her, it's like, yo, nah, you like, even if you felt embarrassed, like make her make a public apology.
Hey man,
I just feel like there's so many other things. It doesn't
matter because you just getting clowned online. Oh, you the insecure. Women throw that insecure thing to men. Like that's their go-to.
Yo, Keke Palmer.
Yeah, with Usher.
I think that was ridiculous.
Then talking about her man is insecure. In that
case, I think he actually was though. In that case, I think he actually was though.
In that case, man, look, bro.
Big dog. But you're with me though. You're not with him.
She said,
but you're with me though. You're not with him, and you may have to consider my insecurities if you go. Did you commit? Then be committed.
No,
it's the same premise of what I've been saying.
They not married. Keke Palmer and old boy wasn't married.
Right, not married, and she's already given birth to his son. Not married. That's one.
You laid with him. You laid with him and had a kid.
No, but the other thing is with Keke Palmer specifically, all Usher did was sing to her, and then he spun her around. It wasn't even it wasn't even as bad as the Chris Brown thing.
No, she danced on him, didn't she?
No.
Well, that's neither apples or oranges. We talking about Chris Brown.
I'm just saying.
We talking about Chris Brown.
No, but it was relevant.
I may be insecure in some areas. Are you committed to me or not? If I have to do the same thing to you, one of the things we did leave out in that one story, one of the reasons that I have done the work on not being somebody who just lets his eyeballs just loose on the prowl is because we've talked about, and sometimes men know that their woman may be a little insecure in a certain area because of whatever the heck it may be. Yeah. So you go the extra mile to not be like looking at women and doing all that extra stuff and all that type of stuff. So I got to roll with your insecurity.
Yeah, they could. No, you don't have to. You could be considerate of them, but you don't have to roll with them because you do have to acknowledge how like you do have to acknowledge when something happens that, okay, this could be some of me making this worse.
And I want to say this to my newly married folk out there.
Oh my God, Jared, don't do that.
Did you commit? Then be committed.
Oh my God, you're so annoying.
Did you commit?
Why you gotta
then be committed.
Why you gotta talk like it's an infomercial? Like you selling prayer cloths. Just one.
Well, this is the thing.
I'm gonna wipe my sweat on it.
Well, every time I try to have fun, you step on it and wanna
I step
be
on
the pastor and first gentleman. So I'm deciding to be the first gentleman.
He's the one talking about this is a Christian podcast. Remember he just said that?
Yeah, I know.
What? But and I'm the one that wants us to be. I know,
but you're not saying that stuff in fun. So like when I'm singing and
yes, I was
and stuff like that, you be stepping on it.
No, I don't.
Look at you. I'm saying it like I'm saying it lighthearted.
How are you saying that lighthearted when you're saying I step on your stuff? That's not lighthearted.
I'm saying it lighthearted. This is like my tone is light, my posture is light, everything's light.
No, it's not. Because you're saying I'm stepping on your fun and I'm not. But you're stepping on mine for dang sure right now because I was just having fun talking about it's like an infomercial and I even did an impersonation and you ignored all of that to do this.
Did you notice that I called you the pastor and I was the first gentleman?
So who's stepping on whose fun?
Did you notice that?
Who's stepping on whose fun?
I'm asking you a question.
I'm asking you who's stepping on whose fun?
I
feel like you're stepping on mine.
12-step
right
program.
Now.
Stepping on my fun. But yes.
Okay.
But yeah. Yo, don't embarrass me like that. Don't move like that. Just man, come on.
Now I just want to do it to prove a point. I'm just playing.
Okay.
It's just a joke. Calm down. It's just a joke.
Do you love your children?
No, I wouldn't do that. But I also think, I mean, that's a I wouldn't say a hammer to a fly, but I think that is a hammer to a spider. You know what I mean? It's a little too much. It's too much. So we're at the 30-minute mark. Is that what that was?
Well, probably more like the 50-minute mark.
Oh, okay.
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 Do you love your 6-second kiss and 20-second hug? You better watch yourself.
Such a terrible way to bring it up.
I'm asking you.
Such a terrible way to bring it. Jared is terrible at transitions.
Well, I'll let you do it.
We didn't have to. Well, we didn't have to. I was just gonna skip it, but I learned recently. So I didn't realize this, but throughout the day, I'll come up to Jared and just hug him. And when I hug him, I tell him this is my spot. So right between his pecs, that's the spot for my face, because our height difference. And so I put my face right there, and I'll just hug him for an extended period of time. And he tries to get away, and I don't let him. I just hold on. Like, can you just, you know what I mean? And I didn't realize there was any science behind it. And then I was on social media the other day. Thank you, social media, for all of your, random information. But that a 6-second kiss or a 20-second hug releases oxytocin. Isn't that nice? So kiss on somebody, hug on somebody. And there was a fact in the video too where he was like, husbands that give their wife at least a 6-second kiss before leaving, like a certain percentage of them make it back home. Like they're less likely, like things are less likely to happen to them outside of the home because they gave their wife a 6-second kiss. Ain't that crazy?
It's
Isn't
like
that what
an
it said?
algorithmic Snapple fact. Huh? Yeah.
Ain't that what it said, or am I making that up?
I can't remember. I didn't see it.
What?
I didn't
it's
see
in the
it.
same video. I sent you the video.
Well, you come on, man. You know how I do. You know how I do.
Worthless.
You know how I do. Listen, at some point,
I could be making the other part up, but he definitely said something. They kiss their wives goodbye. Maybe it's men that kiss their wives goodbye.
I'll do that.
Live longer or more or something.
Something to that effect. I remember you saying something like that, but I'm not a
Something
real
like that. I'm
guy. So
butchering
guys,
it.
that's like,
I'm butchering it.
I have a cousin that all he does is send me reels all day. I never open them. Okay, I'm not watching none of that stuff, bro. Like I'm not. And my inbox is flooded. And she knows that. And so she be trying to send me reels too.
I will.
I
Yeah, and I expect that he watches them.
I can't.
It's an expectation.
I can't.
By the time you come
Go
home,
get Chris Brown to watch your reels.
By the time you get home, he just can't leave it alone. Look at him.
I'll play it.
By the time he gets home, he better have watched them mugs so that we can discuss. Because sometimes they're serious and sometimes they're funny.
And let me tell you something. When you're not in the mood, the worst thing in the world is a serious reel. And when you're not in the mood, the worst thing in the world is a reel that's supposed to be funny that's not funny at all.
Whatever. Everything I send him be funny. Super funny.
Oh, and that's another thing. We have very different senses of humor when it comes to like social media senses of humor. This has been another episode of Behind Closed Doors with Jared and Samantha. Sam. I am Jared.
I'm Sam.
Thank you. If you have made it all the way to the end of this episode, thank you.
Okay.
Please comment. Please like. Please share. Please subscribe. Reach out to us via our email, which is sharewithbcd@gmail.com.
Yep.
We would love to hear from you. It helps create better topics.
Yep.
Right?
Well, more relevant ones, like because you can tell us what you want to hear us talk about and cover. Because we just live life, so we don't know. We don't always know what y'all want to hear about.
So don't.
Yeah. So let us know.
Don't. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all.
A lot.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yep.
Do we have a TikTok?
No, we have individual TikToks. We do not have one for the podcast. We do nothing with them.
But follow me on there anyway.
Yeah.
Just follow us everywhere. Please put our things down there if you can.
He will. All of our handles, our Instagrams. You're closing this very low energy.
That's because I worked today.
Okay.
I went to a job.
We'll see y'all.